What are you doing to decenter your whiteness?
Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
Hi, I'm Nat.
And I'm Guy.
And today we want to talk about Matt Walsh's new movie called Am I a Racist? Coming out on September 13th.
Let's take a look at the trailer so we can see what we're talking about.
Let's be clear what's happening in this country. It's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but never really seemed to matter that much, at least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man is the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
What is racism?
Martin Luther King said not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
Is America inherently racist?
What the hell is that?
The word inherent is challenging there. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
They gon' say I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI expert.
Here's my certification. Where are you guys in your anti-racist journeys? So I'll look around the room and point to who we believe is the most racist person in the room. We want to rename the George Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. Would you mind signing it? You will? What do you think about this issue of heteronormativity and how it intersects with the broader structures of racism in society?
They gon' say I'm racist.
What's up with white people? What are you doing to decenter your whiteness?
Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
And what you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. This is more for you in this field. White.
Folks.
White.
Trash.
White supremacy.
White woman.
White boy.
White.
Entitlement.
White.
Centering.
White.
Silence.
Is there a black person around here?
There's a black person right here. Does he not exist?
They gon' say I'm racist. But they call everybody racist.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. And what's your name?
I'm Matt.
Matt. Hi,
Yeah.
Matt.
Nice to meet you.
I just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful.
Never be too careful.
They gon' say you racist. But they call everybody racist.
Okay, well,
Let's be
that
clear.
looks like quite the trailer there. So I think it's a little like Borat with the hidden cameras, the comedy, the satire with a big political message. So I would expect it to do fairly well in theaters, at least by the trailer.
Yeah, and I mean, it's amazing that it's actually going into theaters because his last movie, What is a Woman, which, I mean, tackled the whole transgender issue and became pretty loved and hated, which I think was the purpose of it, didn't get a theatrical release. They actually tried to block it a bunch of times. So it's nice to see that, I mean, finally he's getting a little bit more recognition because I think the whole diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI, all of that stuff is kind of dying down a little bit.
Well, he did go with Johnny the Walrus before he wrote that children's book called Johnny the Walrus here.
Yeah.
And it made quite a big impact because its timing released around the same time as What is a Woman. So the cultural impact, it captured the news cycle and it captured really the hearts and minds of Americans. And hopefully this movie will be able to do the same around election time.
Well, what they said is with Johnny the Walrus and What is a Woman, that, I mean, it was mostly watched by people that already kind of knew what it was about and knew what the context was. With this one being in theaters, I think it has a much better opportunity of actually reaching a wider audience. I mean, we've already seen that people are talking about it, hating on it, loving on it, etc.
Well, I'm very interested to see what their strategy will be to promote this film, because Daily Wire always has an amazing strategy to promote whatever film they're doing, whether that's with Gina Carano or if that was What is a Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch the next part of the...
Well, there was also, Matt came out recently, Matt Walsh, to say that during one of the filming sessions they had, they actually filmed a white privilege support group. And some of the people there that were actually there to learn or unlearn their privileges decided to call the police because they thought that Matt Walsh was such a big threat because clearly he's never thrown a punch in his life and is basically scared himself of almost everything. But they were scared enough that they decided to call the police. So he released the bit of that session where he went out and then came back in and they started doubting who he was. So.
Well, this session is going to follow up with a police report that we'll go over, but let's watch what happened in the session first.
Mm-hmm.
The white participants in the group feel that there's something in themselves that they have to overcome, when all that's being requested of you is that you be. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are
Sorry
you?
about that.
Oh, no problem. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remind me of your
They
name.
seem to
again.
know who he is, I think.
Steven.
Steven? Yeah? Okay. Did you want to come up?
Come up?
Yeah, do you want to come up and share anything?
Sure. What do you want me to share?
Whatever's on your
I
mind.
just want to know that, like, my physical safety and yours and everybody else's here is okay.
Why would your physical safety not be okay? Did I miss something?
I don't feel comfortable.
What? Can you guys catch me up to speed on what's going on here?
You don't need to be caught up. We're going to be silent.
Is it because I said I had 17 black friends? It might have been 15. It depends on how you count them.
I would really appreciate it if you left so that the people who actually want to be here and deserve to be here can get what they need.
I do want to be
Can
here.
you please leave?
I would like it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Come with me.
Well,
Thank you.
I didn't consent to be touched.
I'm not offering to touch you. I'm offering to walk you out. Will you walk with me and all?
He's trying to be a tough guy.
Okay, I'll admit it. My name's not Steven. Maybe you already knew that. My name is Matt Walsh.
We know.
I just was here on this journey that I'm just starting, but I see that I'm not wanted.
If you were on your journey, then you would have told us who you were and your real name, but you didn't.
Are you saying I
Please
needed a
leave.
better disguise? Is that what you?
I don't know, maybe. But you can figure that out as you walk out the door.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really had a transformative experience myself, and my pronouns are he, him.
I did everything I could to fit in. I opened up. I was raw and emotional. I told them about my black friends. It was no use. They rejected me, and they called the police. My mere presence in the room caused them pain. I'll never be accepted if I look like this. If they know that I'm Matt Walsh, I'll always be an outsider. I need to go deeper undercover, a whole new identity. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one. Like someone who is progressive, tolerant, enlightened. Let me think. Have I ever met anyone like that? Ah, yes. Yes, I have.
What is a woman?
Why do you ask the question?
Am I Racist? Rated PG-13. Buy tickets now.
Or I like the little montage at the end where it was super liberal Matt Walsh.
Yeah, I mean, he really did embody that other guy who we saw during What is a Woman, but we also saw very briefly during that clip that actually most of his, or a lot of his production team were women and black guys because they pan the camera around and you can actually see who's behind the cameras filming the whole session. But it seems like they got mad enough that they decided to call the police, as you saw in the clip, and then Matt and through Libs of TikTok released the actual police report, which is absolutely ridiculous because
before we get into the police report, let's just talk about what we didn't see in that little clip, which was Matt had just got back from a crying room and they figured out who he was while he was gone. A couple people in the room actually recognized him and told the rest of the group. So when he got back, he got ostracized from the group and then they got triggered and called the cops. So let's get into the police report here. Oops. There we go.
So as the TikTok announces, is the police report finally came out, and apparently one of the people in that group told the police that she considered using a chair to break a window and escape because she felt unsafe in his presence, and he's extreme and has radical views. And I mean, we can
Well, I think the whole thing is they're overstating what happened in order to get a reaction from the police, because if they honestly said what happened, there's nothing the police can really do.
Exactly, and I mean the production team, because I'm guessing they told them they were filming something or they were filming the session, maybe not for what, but they took their cell phones, so that made them feel even more unsafe. And then she said that he was uncomfortable to be around. They discovered that his name was Matt Walsh. Of course, a lot of them probably already follow him and know a lot about him because, I mean, that's what they do. They deep dive into people they don't like because they're unsafe.
Well, supposedly the cop knew who Matt Walsh was as well. So the activist or the person in the session did not like that. They thought that the cop was a fan of Matt Walsh, actually.
Yeah, so she says here that when she finally got her phone returned, she called the sheriff and it's blacked out. And 2 officers showed up and responded. She told them that he was extreme and that he has radical shows. And she said to the other police that was reporting this, that when she mentioned Walsh to the Ramapo officers, one officer said he was familiar and that he has a show. So clearly he was looking at the show and said that was concerning. This lady that was so scared that she almost had to use a chair to break down the window to escape from a room that Matt Walsh is in. I mean, these people are absolutely ridiculous, and I do hope that this movie helps to exemplify most of their insanity and the ways that they think.
Well, that's it for that police report. But as far as the movie goes, I am looking forward to this movie, and I'm looking forward to the antics to promote this movie. So if it plays, we now are in Mexico City, so I'm not sure if it's actually going to play in Mexico City.
No, I think it's in very select AMC theaters.
In the United States, because these are primarily U.S. issues, although there's a huge crossover in Canada, and I really wish the Daily Wire would promote this movie in Canada, because I think it would get a lot of support up there.
Yes, I mean, probably Trudeau himself would try to stop it, even though he is the master of blackface. But I mean, I think the one last important issue is that the fact that they're saying that they felt so unsafe is because, and we're seeing right now at the Democratic National Convention, that they're the ones that employ these violent tactics. So they assume that everybody else will do it with them as well. But I mean, most of the right-wing and conservative people are pretty calm and try to stay away from conflict because, I mean, they don't want to be seen as the same as the other ones.
I will say this, if you haven't been on Daily Wire and don't have a subscription, it actually is a very good website. Every morning I check the news on there, what's going on. The intellectual content with Jordan Peterson and other talking head contributors is also very good. They have movies, they have kids content. It's really a fully formed platform at this time. And although the Daily Wire has been involved in some controversy in the past, which I kind of did want to cancel my membership, I am glad I kept it. And I do highly recommend checking out the Daily Wire if you haven't already.
Yes, and again, with whatever independent media source you choose to support or watch things on, you don't have to agree with everything they say. I am not religious, and I still appreciate their religious content. And again, it's all about pushing up everybody who's trying to be independent and trying to do things differently than the mainstream media. So you might not like Daily Wire for their certain aspects or things, but I still think it's important to, when you agree or like something, to actually show it.
And a lot of their movies are culture first, meaning they take the politics out of a lot of their movies and out of a lot of their kids' content. I guess that's it. Oh, here we go.
But for now, thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Again, the movie comes out September 13th, and we look forward to watching it.
Adios.
Thank you.